Welcome back everyone to more career mode gameplay of SRX, the game. And in today's video, I am extremely excited that we get to move into the late model. So I just finished up the stadium trucks, and now, after reviewing Season 4, we should be ready to go to Season 5. So let's go ahead and click there. We've got so much to do in order to get Season 5 up and running. So where do we want to participate? Now, I think we want to participate in all of these because we're going to have drivers in these cars. So I don't know why we wouldn't want to. We definitely want to add that one for sure. And the super late model, we want this one. And the 305, again, because we've hired drivers. Now, the stadium trucks, I did the absolute minimum. Basically, I lowered the difficulty, reduced the length of the races. I did 0 upgrades to the car. I did no purchasing for the team, none of that. Basically, I just ran through that as quick as I could. So we're going to skip by that one. But these other two, I believe we want to participate because with a driver hired, we should basically use these as a way to accumulate money, and that is going to be a huge thing for us going forward. So we're going to try it that way. And then, of course, if we do well in the late model, then we get a chance to move up to the SRX series. So I believe we're going to lock in those choices. We'll run those 3 series. All right, we're continuing our team, yes. And we'll just do... I'll tell you what, I'll just go ahead and do the regulation because, again, we're not going to actually run these races. We're going to have our driver do it, and that means that's more money for us, or at least I hope it does. So we'll do the regulation, and we want, what do we want here? Payout per race. Okay, we want Sparko. Sign that for a sponsor. Awesome. And I'll just leave the car style alone. That doesn't exactly match up to where it needs to be. I might fool with that a little bit later on, but for right now, we'll leave that exactly as it was. The 305s will run, oh wow, regulation even to simulate all of those. That's a lot. So let's do just the short tracks. Yeah, that gets it down to a much more manageable number. So I'll just do that. And let's see, who do we want for a sponsor? Well, yeah, let's do Edelbrock for the sponsor. That's just awesome to be able to say Edelbrock is your sponsor. That's just, love that. Absolutely love it. All right, so let's go ahead. Again, we're going to leave the car style alone there. These aren't the cars we're concerned with. Now we're getting to what I want. All right, so regulation, yikes, 27 races. Oh my goodness. Well, at the same time, I don't want a quarter. Where's my in between? Where's the half? That's not what I was looking for. I don't want to just run 7. So I guess we're doing the regulation. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that we'll have all of them here on the channel, but yeah, this is not what I was looking for. I don't want to go from 27 to 7. I'd like to have somewhere around 12 to 14 races in a season right now. So I guess we're going regulation. Now, Joe's Racing Products, a familiar sponsor for us. They're going to be our initial sponsor here. So there's a lot of unknowns for me right now. And this one we are going to work a little bit on. And we're not going to spend tons of time on this. But what I want to do is, I think I'm going to make the base, we're going to start out with it in black. Carbon fiber, I'm okay with that. And let's go with the green there. Let's go with the diamond plate. Carbon fiber, we may have to come back to that. All right, secondary. Let's go, do we want to go, I like the red. Let's go white right there. No pattern on the white. And then what about red for the accent? Kind of liking that. Maybe a touch. I can't quite find the red I want, but we'll just leave it alone for right now. Now we need to come back up here and see what kind of scheme we want to go with. And this is where it would be most helpful if we could stop the rotation of this thing, but With the buttons I currently have on the wheel, I can do no such thing. All right, what does this one look like when we get it all lined up? That's actually not too bad. I kind of like that. The base, I'm not sure I love the base. Ooh, that purple. Now, I could get behind that purple. It's not the worst thing in the world. What if we went with a blue? I like that blue. Maybe a touch darker on the blue. Yeah, let's try something like that. Okay, that's something a little bit different for me, and I like it. So far, so good. So our hood sponsor, of course, is going to be Joe's Racing Products. We're going to have this much larger. Because after all, let's see. Okay, we can't get over the fenders. So let's go ahead and reduce it to about that, which is about as large as we can get it. Okay, what about our contingencies? We can do them across the bottom. Or, well, actually, that's about it. Let's try keeping them all at the bottom. It gives us a little bit more room for sponsors. All right, let's come back to our sponsor. Go front side panel. And, okay, let's do... All right, Joe's is going to get a good size logo there. Okay, let's see what we got. Upper wheel well, okay. And... yeah, we're going to give them a lot of room here. I mean, after all, they're our sponsors, so why shouldn't they have quite a bit of exposure? All right, the lower wheel well, we don't really have anything here because of our... Can I get rid of it? Or maybe something else? All right, let's just go none there, because of the way things have worked out. Now, on the spoiler, once again, we're going to go pretty good size there. In fact, we'll go as big as we can there. Okay, I like it. And the deck lid. That's not the best view of the deck lid, I must say. Racing optics. Let's see what we like. We'll... do we want SRX out there? That's not too bad. What else? Anything else that looks good? Okay, I kind of like that Valvoline sponsorship there. And of course, the VP Racing Fuels looks awesome. The Rodeo Alliance, yeah, that's what it feels like sometimes if you get in the car and it's not handling correct. That's exactly what it feels like. Let's do the SRX. Let's stick there, but let's get it a good bit bigger. I wish we had a better view of this. I'm sort of tilting my head all the way sideways to see what that looks like. All right, so the number, of course, is going to be 13. Because of course it is. And there's our font number 6. Do we want normal? I think I want normal there. So our fill, what if we got rid of the gradient? Yeah, gradient's okay. Let's do, what if we did a red there? And then the black, what if we did something... No, it looks like the black's probably going to be our best bet here. Okay, yeah, that works. What if, just real quick, what about if we did like the green? No, I'm just not liking it. I guess we'll just leave it the way it was, and we'll go white there. Okay, our scale, we'll make it a little bit bigger. What about on the roof? This might actually be too big, but we're going to go with it. Again, just a little change of pace. On the car, overall, I'm liking it. It could use a little bit of love in certain areas, but for the time we have available, I'm liking it. And of course, Joe's Racing Products should absolutely love us, because we are putting their money to use. We appreciate them. And so we're going to give them a lot of room. Now we've got some decisions to make. I've mentioned to you in the lead up to getting to this car that I really, really want to put some time and some money into this car. So, all right, let's stick with this. Let's go ahead and I don't want to get too far ahead of the game. So start the season. And let's see what we got. Oh, it's quite a loading screen there. I'm not used to that. All right, so career options, just to show you guys where we're going to be starting the season. We're going to be doing full damage, of course, 100% races, and expert level AI difficulty, which is pretty much where we've been most of the time. So let me back out of that. I wanted to show you guys that from the start, and if I change that, which is entirely possible, then I will certainly let you guys know. But I want to look at something real quick. All right, so our super late, all right, late model. Do we want to buy the facility? Well, we definitely want to do that. I mean, we definitely know that. And do we want to upgrade it to a level 2? It's only 10 grand. I mean, we're dealing with 560 grand, and it'll be more than that as I simulate these other series. And then let's go ahead and upgrade here, level 3. So we're all the way to level 3. That was the first thing I wanted to find out about. And we need to hire some folks. So let's edit. Business manager, who do we want? Well, immediately I'm seeing Mr. Ryan Phillips here, 10% sponsor and sponsor goal. So get on the team, sir. All right, facility manager. What do I see? I think I like, Paul, you're going to have to get off the super late. We're going to have to put you here. Not sure why we had to hire him again, but we'll go with it. Public relations, this is where we want to maximize our fans. So let's go ahead and do the 7.5% here for the fan bonus. Him or Jason, either one, are going to work great. All right, so let's go ahead and hire this guy. So we're stealing some folks from our super late. Now, we don't want a team driver. We don't want that. However, I do want to make sure we have a driver. Let's see, 305 sprint. Not sure why it's telling me this guy is super late. Model skill is an F because he's not running super lates. All right, we are on the 305 sprint. Yeah, we are. And this guy on the sprints is the best one. 305 sprint, B+. All right, I like it. We're keeping him there. Stop editing. Super late. All right, now we got to go get some people. We got to get some people in here. All right, so who do we get? Let's go ahead and get you since you're not on any of the ones so far. We're spending a little bit of money, but it's not going to be that huge of a deal. At least I don't think it will. Public relations. Let's go ahead and put you. Jason, you are going to be our public relations manager. And then our team driver. All right, so this is our team driver for the super late model. I have to remind myself. So the super late model skill is at the bottom, and all of them are terrible. Well, that's no good. It would be nice if I had some sort of option here. Okay, Isaac, looks like you're the guy. Because your driving style is moderate as opposed to everybody else being reckless. We're here to make some money, not spend it. Okay. I believe everything is where we need. Again, we're just sort of leaving the stadium trucks alone for right now. We've still got over 500 grand. So late model just worries me a little bit that these guys are showing the skills the way they are, but that's perfectly fine. All right, so where are we now? So stadium truck continues season number 5. And now this is what I will do off camera. So what I'll do is I'll come into the 305 sprints and the super lates, and I will simply simulate these races with our newly hired drivers, and that will earn us a good bit of money. But for right now, we got to get to these late models because I need to do some upgrades. I am extremely excited about doing some of these upgrades. All right, we want challenging because we're going to do some upgrades. We should be able to get top 25s. It does make me happy, though, that they're showing top 40s because that means there's going to be a lot more cars. We're going to get back to our heat races and so on. Really enjoy that format. So let's do top 25s. And all right, so far so good. There's our car condition. Let's hop back in to the engine. That's the first thing I want to see. Let's go all the way to level 3. And this is the one we want. Yes, we have money for this. For the ultimate engine. 30 of 30, full durability, all of that. But we're going to save that money. We're going to go full on as much as we can. So purchase and equip that one. All right, so this one, we want to go ahead and sell it for whatever we can get for it. $2,400. Hey, I'll take it. Okay, so now we have the best engine. I'm going to go ahead and get some tires and put them on this thing. And let's see what we can do there. Okay, 52 grand. That still leaves us over 200. Oh, I'm liking this. I'm liking this quite a bit. Okay. And of course, we want to sell these. Not that we necessarily have to. Not going to get a whole lot for them. And besides, selling tires really isn't a common practice. All right, so we got 219 grand. What do we want to go with here? Let's see about the chassis. 131. I like it. I like it. So let's go ahead. I cannot believe we're going to be able to do this many upgrades. I thought it was going to be more expensive than this. It's still expensive, but I thought it was going to be even more so, particularly for upgrading our facilities. I thought it was going to be like 150 grand to reach level 3 or something. So we would have to think about that decision. So purchase and equip here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This will work. Okay. So now we come back out and suspension. Now I don't know that we got enough money. Okay. We don't quite have enough money for this one, but that is perfectly fine. And I'm not going to purchase anything else in its place. I'm just going to hold off and purchase this one. Now again, with some of the stuff I'm going to do off camera, we would have tons of money for that. But right now we are at 89 of 89 car performance, and that is roughly 3/4 of the way. Also, take a look at the first place prize money at Baxterville, 22 grand. So we're getting into, hopefully, some much larger amounts of money overall, and not just for a few races here and there. So what are we looking at with Baxterville? We've got a 3rd-mile track with, looks like very little banking. We're going to have 50 laps there. Yeah, folks, this is going to be a blast. Practice and qualifying out of the way, and so far so good. Our goal time in practice was a 12:10, and we were able to beat that by a couple of tenths. Same thing in qualifying. We came out very well overall. However, we are not fast. We are in the mid-20s as far as our overall speed, so that should make this a lot of fun. And finally, we get back to some heat racing. So the top 4 advanced to the A main. We got our work cut out for us, because if we don't advance straight into the A main, we get to go through the alphabet soup, and I am not upset about that. It's more racing for us. All right, so we slid wide there. I think we can make up for that, though. Ouch. Some contact there that I wasn't expecting. Ouch. More contact. So I'll have to work on the setup a little bit. See if I can get this car to do what I want it to do. Not terrible right now, but certainly not where I need it to be. Oh, look out. Ran wide, and that's what I get for it. Yeah, just couldn't quite hold on to that spot. See if we can run him back down. He has already pulled away a little bit there. Oh, he ran really wide there. Couldn't quite take advantage of it. We still got a couple more laps to get to him. I'm going to try to run him up the hill a little bit if I can, so I can get a little room to operate down here on the bottom. But of course, he knows what's at stake here with this position. No, not going to happen. I couldn't quite get him for what I needed. Just a little bit short there, so we'll come home in 5th, and it's time for the B main. Alright, it becomes very simple for us here. Top 5 advance to the A main. That is exactly what we need to do. Because we got to get to the A main. We got to get to the show. Once again, slid up a little bit high there. Hello. We almost got up close and personal with the second place driver there. Same thing again. Well, those guys on the outside do not like giving you any room at all. I'm trying to give them like half the track. They're not interested. They want 3/4 of the track, so not that I have to blame them at all, because you don't want to get pushed wide here. There's no real high side to speak of. Alright, so the change I made so far, I took a little bit of front bar out of it to try to give it a little bit more rotation in the car, and it has definitely helped. Yeah, it's definitely helped the rotation of the car. Assuming I'll drive it correctly anyway. Alright, so we got 14 laps to go. So this is, this is what I love. I love the heat racing format. You get into the different main events. Of course, for the most part in the game, we only get an A and a B. But every once in a while with the showcase events, you'll get a C main, and for the large events, that's what really does it for me, is just everybody having an opportunity to try to keep going in the event and work their way forward. And of course, the farther you go, the harder it becomes to continue progressing. Yep, once again, car did not want to give me any room on corner exit. Car wanted to over-rotate a little bit there. Alright, lap traffic is, yeah. Oh, hello. Okay, you could just pull right down in front of me, whichever one you prefer. He definitely wanted that line. So no caution. We didn't lose the lead. That's interesting. So that tells me we got a pretty good lead. Alright, how many laps left? 5 laps. Alright, we'll take that. But yeah, so far so good. B main's going much better than the heat race did. Of course, different competition here. Uh-oh, look out. That's not necessarily the way we wanted to get around the track. And of course, during these races, you have no idea where any of the cars are. Yes, there's a leaderboard I can pull up, but I kind of enjoy not knowing. It just raises the stakes a little bit. If you make mistakes, you never know if you're going to lose a position or 2 or 3. Alright, this should be it. Coming off that final corner, and we will bring home the victory in the B main. Yes, we are. We are definitely ready for the A main. I've been waiting quite a while to get to this series in career mode, and now we are here starting, I believe, 21st, so basically at the back. Ooh, look out, that was close. Once again, we're going to stick to this bottom. See what that gets us. Now, we got 50 laps here in this race, and you can see, I mean, these cars are absolutely everywhere. Oh, we're about to have a wreck in front there. We got some cars fighting over space, as we would expect. We might as well jump in there and fight with them. See if we can take a little bit of that space for ourselves. Alright, so different ways to run, just like with any series, different ways of running these things. You can run wide open. Oh, hello, that's alright, you come on through if you need to. Yep, we're going to be 4 wide there, and everybody's just going to fight over space. Ouch. If you'll notice, though, that guy never gave up. I mean, he was coming through. Didn't work out for him. Thankfully, it was him, not us. Being in the middle of 4 wide like that, yeah, something's going to give on a track like this. 3 wide we can do. And I think we're doing it right now, actually. Or at least we were. Yeah, you can run this track wide open if you want to. I am not, as you can obviously tell from me lifting on corner entry. Especially in traffic, I'm more concerned with being able to place the car where I want it than I am trying to stay in the throttle. Getting this thing rotated and pointed in the right direction to prepare for the next corner. So far, so good. Oh, just trying to get under him there. Coming off the corner, hugging this bottom. Oh, hello. Nice to meet you, sir. Not sure where he was going, but I sure was in no position to give him any room. It was way too late for that. Oh, did not get the car rotated properly there. If I get the car rotated properly, which means if I drive it properly, then we get a good drive off. Oh, look at that. Look at that, the dive bomb maneuver. Coming by. Can we get back to him is the question. No. Oh, that was the leader. Never mind. No wonder he was dive bombing it so well. Because he came slinging it into that corner. Yeah, just need to work on the rotation of the car a little bit more, or I'm going to have to definitely change how I'm driving it. Because you need that rotation. You definitely need the rotation of the car, but at the same time, if it's constantly over-rotating on you, then you're dropping speed as well. So we're up into 13th, which I am actually very happy with. I'm not really noticing that we're hitting the rev limiter very much, if at all. Maybe briefly. Yeah, I saw it briefly there out of the corner of my eye, but yeah, not a whole lot. This is a track where you definitely need to be able to get the car rotated, stick it to the bottom, and then come off the corners and get it to the outside wall before doing the same thing for the next one. And right now I am definitely not doing that. At least not repeatedly. And I had a feeling that was the third place car coming through. Ouch, more contact. Just contact everywhere. These cars are so wide, and of course when you're running them sideways, that makes them even wider. Then when you're trying to run them 3 and 4 wide, yeah, there's just going to be contact. Lots and lots of it. Alright, 20 laps to go. Where are we? Still in 13th. Alright. A lot of traffic, and I hadn't checked. Oh, did not get the car rotated there. So you can drive this thing loose with the throttle, or you can set it up to basically be loose with the chassis. It all depends, the right answer all depends on how you drive the car. If you want to be more in the throttle, then having the car be very loose under power is probably your best way to go, because that way you can keep the car rotating. The way I have the car right now is I tried more of the chassis loose. The car under throttle isn't quite as loose. It's more under control under throttle for me. It's not really turning itself under throttle. So that's something I can work on. I have spent very little time in these cars. Spent just enough time to get an idea. And that's been, wow, that's been probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. I spent a little time in there just to get a handle on the setup and sort of how everything was working out, and maybe a baseline of what I wanted to use in the car, but that's about it. It's been a few weeks since I did that. Alright, so still in 13th, and really haven't had a whole lot of traffic around me this latter part of the race, the second half. I mean, with 10 laps to go, we've been passed a few times. Oh, didn't get the car rotated there. And hey, there's the leader again. Welcome, leader. It tells you how far off the pace that I am right now. Even with our upgrades, I am definitely off the pace. Oh, look out. I saw a lot of contact there. And anytime we see a lot of contact and cars having to slow down and gather it up, we want to jump in there, because that might be some positions we can pick up. And in this case, we got a position, at least for the time being. Alright, let's finish this thing off strong. Can we hold on to our 12th place position? I don't see anybody immediately behind us, but of course things change quickly on the dirt track. Somebody spins out in front of us, big contact in front of us, everything changes in a hurry. But not today. 12th position is where we'll bring it home, 2 laps down. That is hilarious to me. There were 4 cars on the lead lap. So if you finish on the lead lap, you are guaranteed an amazing finish. Almost a podium. Wow. All right. So very good results here at Baxterville. I'm also curious to see how the AI difficulty fluctuates from track to track. So obviously the AI very fast here. Combine that with the fact that I was not very fast, and you get a 12th place position. Okay, so not too bad. $12,261 plus our sponsor. Merch payout, again, I don't understand quite why it has to start at 0 again, with our fan total starting at 0, but our grand total, $21,753. That is not a bad payday at all. So when we come back next time, we should have enough money to do our next upgrade. But until then, thank you guys so much for joining me, and stick around for more dirt late models in the SRX.